Hi everyone, happy Friday evening. Today is October 3rd. You know what that means? Today is Bella's 7-month birthday. Oh, I got a splinter. Oh my gosh, and it hurts. 7 months. She was such a good girl today. So good. We'll talk about that throughout the video. It is 9:04. I'm exhausted. And if I yawn through this video, please forgive me. I had such a productive day, and I'll tell you all about it. I think you'll be proud of me. What are we saving? 2, 4, 5, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75, 80, 85, 90, 95, 100, 5, 10, 15, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. Okay. Obviously, today is $5 Friday. The front of the cash tray has money for Halloween. So we have $3 that will always be in the front. So we had to bring $1 to make it 3. We started a new tradition. And, oh, you know what I have to do? I have to bring in the wheel. But we have a few minutes. So let's write this in our book. Oh, I tell you, I did so much, I don't even know where to begin talking to you. Oh, and I had no. All right, we'll save story time for a little bit. Let's do this first. Let's do business. Today's the 3rd, and I am bringing $121 to save. I want to go over things. Oh, you know what? I have to bring what I would plan, my planner page. Let me think about that. Okay, what makes the cut today? The credit card tracker, right? When does your credit cards, their closing date, their due date, their interest rate, their expiration date, and what are their annual fees? This one is so important because these are things that are important to know. All right. There's going to be a lot of story time at the end, and I want to tell you this. I'm going to tell you about something that financially happened to a young adult. So that's going to be a sad story. And I'm going to reference this because I think it's important to know these things. All right. This is definitely going into what's going to make the cut for next year. So right now we have 4 different ones. The savings budget, the daily spend, when the bills are due, and your credit card information, right? Great place to keep track of your credit card information. Now, we are tracking our daily spend. So I looked at my credit card statement right before I got on here to see where the spending was. This was just one credit card, but I know that there were 2 other purchases. John had me go to, well, we had Walmart today. We had Walmart. And we had Advanced Auto. And we had that twice. So I'll have to fill in 3 spots for tomorrow. I'm loving this. I am loving this because it's making me look at things. Okay, today's financial goal hop was Andra. Andra is the traveling and savings chief, and she's transitioning from being in the service to being a retired veteran. And that was a really good video to watch. I think it's important, and I think she's doing an amazing job with everything that she's got to do, every I she's got to dot, and every T she's got to cross. She she's looking at it. She's looking at those numbers. She's looking at her challenges. She is staying focused. She is definitely staying focused. All right. Let's get savings out of the way because there's 2 story times I want to talk about. Today is the 3rd. Happy birthday, Bella! And we're going to give this a bat. We're going to give it a bat. And we're going to give this $3. 2 and 1 is 3. So right now we have 2, 4, 5, and 6. $6. $6 is in there. Now also in here, we are doing the Halloween book, right? The Halloween book. So what am I doing? I am using it's a 1 through 3 choice, right? So I actually bookmarked where I go for the pinwheel. So let's grab that pinwheel. And I think it's the color one. Oh, that's not it. Did it disappear on me? Stand by. Okay, it's a little different. I don't know what happened to the one that I picked. So 1 is green, 2 is yellow, and 3 is blue. So let's see, what do I actually have to give this challenge? Let's start that. Spin. Ooh, $2. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to add $2 here. And we're going to take it from up here. That's why there's always 3 in the front. This way I'm up to date. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because today's day 3. Today's day 3. Now, on my budget planner for tomorrow, I have to add $2 to Halloween. So I get that back in that cash tray. This stays here. Ta-da! Don't go nowhere. This book is now complete. Leave that in the back of my cash tray. Next up, I have to give $10 to October. And we have 10 right there. And I was doing stickers. And I'm going to give it a bat. Let's give it a bat. Don't fall. It's okay. Oh my gosh. All right. $10 is going into October. And we now have, this blows my mind. This is gonna be amazing. $10, $20, $30. $30. Okay. Ta-da! 2 down. I gotta look to see what else do I have to save. Where's the money going? Oh, let's get into Tinkerbell. Tinkerbell, today's Friday, and on Friday we save for Thanksgiving. All right, we don't need this no more. Just like that, it is gone. So I am saving $40 for Thanksgiving every week, and then I wanted to give a color to $2. So I want to color in 2, because I'm also coloring in all of these. So $2, and we're going to grab 40. This is where's that money? Oh, goodness. Gave myself a heart attack. Your girl's extremely tired. We have 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, and 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 200, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 85, 95, 300, and 5, 6, 7, 8. Today is the 3rd, and I'm bringing 42. We had 266 plus 42 is 308. Wow. I'm going to have way more than I think. All right, we'll figure that out as time goes. I'm actually, oh, you know what? Wait a second. I want to bring something else to the table that I can't live without right now. Hold on. Okay, what do I have? I have the grocery bill from 11/2024. This is my Thanksgiving to-do list, right? What has to be done, and then what is your grocery list? So these are from years past. I should have put years on them. But if you look at this, the receipts from 2023, 2024, and I did not save, and this was the shopping list for 24. And this was the year prior. So this was 22, 23, 24. Now, I guess I really should see what I actually spent. Actually, I know what I spent. What did I spend on Thanksgiving and Christmas 2023? I might have enough for both Christmas and Thanksgiving, but then again, I really want to add this up. I don't think I did. I want to add this up because not everything was for the holiday. So I want to just have enough monies. So this year, I'm going to keep this together. I am a tracker. When I say pen to paper, I don't just say it, I do it. It might take me a little longer on some things, but for other things, I track, and I track for years, just so I can save. And then I can gauge, what did grocery prices actually go up? So this here Thanksgiving to-do list needs to go into this folder. Can't live without that. Can't do it. Can't live without that one. Okay. Those will all be, I'm going to try to link everything down below. So this is perfect timing. Collaboration between Lisa Grateful Me, myself, and the Crafty Saver. This is our 3rd year in a row helping everyone save money for holidays, holiday food. I hope you're saving along with us. Okay. This paperclip does not want to work. Okay, so that's good. Good, 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 good. Now the rest is all about $5 Friday. And then we'll get into story time. All right. These are $2.50 each. So I want to give this at least $5. We'll see how far. I think $65 goes. Now this is double-sided. That's why I decided to make them $2.50. So adding a 5 in there, and we've got $15 saved so far. Oh, poop. Yes, we're going to give you some loving. Because we all know that it happens. It does. I think I want to use, hold on a second. They're very close. I want to do this one. Yeah. Oh, poop is because it happens. We all know that, right? Love him. All right, 5 for you, friend. 5 for you. And he also is a double-sided save. 5, 10, 15, 17, 19, $20. I feel like I'm getting a cold. All right. Then we have Hocus Pocus. Let's grab the witch's hats and let's change up the purple. Let's give this 5. I can't wait to watch that movie. I really need. You know what? I get the littles tomorrow. Maybe they'll want to watch Hocus Pocus. That would be awesome. But you know what? Those littles don't like to watch. They just want to be on their tablets. I'm going to give this 10. Because this is a big challenge. We'll give it 10. And this one's also double-sided. So this is going to be the long, slow, and steady. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 29, 30. 10, 15, 20, 25. Did I just color one? 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 27, 29, 30. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Okay. Let's do that. Orange seems to be the color. Oh, Zippy Doo. Oh. I have to tell you, the electric fence collar that Bella has on, Zippy sits right on the other side. Zippy's not stupid. Zippy is a very, very smart cat. Zippy is almost dog-like. Zippy, Bella was outside all day with me. All day. And Zippy was at the brim of the circle out front. And Bella just looked at him. Didn't even bother. But Zippy just sat there and was like, nah, 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 nah. You can't get me. You can't get me. We have $10 in Zippy Doo. So funny. And all the cats are in, so no yelling tonight. Then I have to tell you this. I'm going to give this 5. So I was working on the deck until it was almost 7 o'clock. Maybe it was 6:45. And Bella was just bouncing around, barking, and 5, 10, 15, 20. 5, 10, 15, 20. And it's that time of night when the deer are coming out. Well, I was stacking wood. And I was taking it from one end of the porch to the other end of the porch because the whole side that I was working on is done. It's done. I don't know if I took a picture of tonight. I'll show it to you real quick. And I lost sight of Bella for a second. And I know you can't tell. No, that's not it. I'll get a better picture tomorrow. So I lost sight of Bella. And I'm like, Bella, Bella. And I started walking around the house, and all the deer were there. Calling for Bella. She was laying on the grass just looking at them. And I was just like, oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. And I'm like, Bella, come on. And she came to me. I'm like, okay, it's time for you to go in the house. They were just together. Just together. I was like, no way. Like, I was blown away. Was not expecting that. I didn't bring extra. All right, you know what? We'll do 5 on this one. Yeah, she was so good. She was so good today. I had to go to TJ's for a few minutes at the building. So I went, and she came with me. And while we were going down the driveway, we're going to add 5 to this one. The chickens came flying out of the woods. And John was down at the barn. So I was like, what the heck? He goes, I don't know. So he goes into the woods and he looks and he comes out of the woods and he goes like this. I go, okay, so I leave. I go to TJ's. So this is my driveway. TJ's building's here. So I go to TJ's and then I'm going to come this way to go back to Walmart. And all of a sudden, just as we got to the corner, I heard a scream, like an animal scream. And both Bella and I looked in that direction, which was in the corner of my property. So I turn up my driveway and I say to John, something's in that woods. So he gets on the gator and he goes in the woods. And I walk in the woods with Bella. She was so good. I put her in heel command. She stayed right next to me. Did not move. We looked and nothing. So Bella and I decided, okay, let's go get the Walmart grocery order. $10. So, oh, look at this. We are perfect. Oh, we got more. So, this is the one I messed up on before. I can't give this anything. Oh, you know what? Can I finish this one already? Because 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. We have 10 left. Hold on a second. 5, 10, 15, 20. Oh my gosh, we're done. We're done. I didn't think I was going to give this one love. All right, 1, 1, 1, 1. Yay. All right, we get to ring the bell. All right, Lisa's catch-all is not going to get any love tonight, but you know what? That's not fair. Let's give it $1 from the back. Let's give it $1 from the back. Ah, that was so much fun. So we have 3 going into Lisa Grateful Me's challenge. Okay. We'll get the ding 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 out of the way, and then I got something to tell you all. Oh my gosh. 2 things that are going to blow your mind. We rang the bell for $25, and that's the Birdhouse Challenge. Don't you love it? I love it. I wasn't expecting to ding and ding and ding, but that's always a good thing, right? All right, we are into October, and today's the 3rd, and look at that. I jokingly said, wouldn't it be great if we finished a challenge every day? Was not expecting that. I am not going to count it, but we're going to know that we have, I don't have it in me to count it, 184. All right. This needs to be cash condensed. So, that whole fiasco about wherever was screaming in the woods, and Bella and I, stopping by TJ's, coming back home, walking through the woods, delayed me from going to Walmart. Oh dear Lord. Lisa, she persisted budgeting and savings. She's the one I vented to. She got me. She had me. So I'm driving down. Now, our road into town, from town into our town, is one way, one lane, one lane this way, one lane this way. So I'm driving to town, and there are a couple of cars coming at me, and all of a sudden, I'm looking. Now you could see in the distance, it's a straightaway. There's no hill, there's no nothing, so I could see the cars coming at me. Cars are coming, then all of a sudden there's a car, and then a truck. This car, there was a decent distance, right? So this car's over here. It's coming at me. It literally comes into my lane, crosses the double yellow, and is driving at me. And I am now like, I'm checking all my surroundings, and I'm like, I lay on the horn, and I start going off to the side of the road so that as they're coming at me, and straight on, no exaggeration, straight on, I'm now trying to get out of their way. They correct themselves, and they go back into the other lane. When I tell you, my hands were shaking. I pulled over, threw my direction on. There was a white car behind me that slowed up as I pulled over. My knees were freaking knocking. I called John. He had no service. I was just like, I sat there for a few minutes before I gained my composure. But I was just like So many things flipped through my head. If I did not have that dog in the car, I would have turned around. I would have done a U-turn and I would have chased that person down. That's how scary the scenario was. I literally was this close to crying, and I'm not a crier. But I was just like, oh my God, oh my God, oh my God. This car was coming at me, broad daylight. Could you imagine if it was the evening or like, so I go to Walmart, I pick up the groceries, I go into Advanced Auto to get John's car parts, and I left the air conditioner on the car because Bella was in there. I go in, and I didn't think that one of the parts were right, so she had to look it up. I said, can I bring the dog in? She's like, yeah. So I bring Bella in, and everyone went goo goo gaga over this dog. She says, can I get down on the floor with her? I said, of course you can. Well, these girls made me smile. And then a guy walked in, and he's just like, can I pet her too? And I said, of course. They were all loving on her. They literally made me feel so much better. Then Lisa, because I had called Lisa, she returned my phone call. And I told her, and she was there for me. And then I said to her, Lee, you know what came through my mind after I was able to calm down? When I was able to calm down, I'm still nervous over this. This still is bothering the heck out of me. When I was able to calm down, I said to God, thank you for giving that to me. Thank you for giving it to me and sparing someone else. Because I handled the situation. Someone else might not have handled that situation. I said, but I was like, it still had, like, I forget what I said. Did I say, what did I say? It still has me upset, or I don't like that. I don't like it, but thank you for giving it to me. It was like, I had this whole conversation with God, and it literally, when I got home, because I had then been able to send a voice text message to John as I was driving. The car is capable of doing that. So he actually said to me, turn around, come back, and I'll go with you. And at that point, I was so close to town. So when I pull up, he comes over, and he's like, so what happened? And I literally told him. And he goes, how come these things happen to you? And I go, I don't know. And I was just like, I was so upset. But now, aside from me, I want to talk about this. This is only one part of doing diligence for yourself, right? And I understand that sometimes things happen and you don't know how you're going to make that bill, right? We're going to talk about that for a second. You don't know how you're going to make that bill. Well, one of the young men messaged me. One of TJ's friends messages me the other night. And he says, I have such and such until this time. Could you come see me? I need to talk to you. I said, yeah, but he never got back to me. So yesterday, while I was working on the front porch, he pulled up. And John was outside. And I go, what are you doing here? And John's like, what are you doing here? And he said something about embroidery. And I know that I don't do embroidery anymore. So I knew it was something else. So I was like, you know what? I knew he wanted to talk, but he didn't want to talk in front of John. So I was like, you know what? I threw the leash on the dog. I said, Ryan, walk with me while we talk. So what's going on? And he can't get his words out. Now he's older than TJ. He owned his house outright. No mortgage on his house. He's fallen into bad ways here and there. Good kid, though. Good man. He kept getting notices that he needs to pay his taxes, his property taxes. Kept getting these notices. Kept ignoring them. Didn't think that they were that important. I know, and you know. I hope you know. If you're a prayerful person, I'm going to ask you to pray. And I don't think that there's anything that we can do to help him. I think it's in God's hands now. But it went up for auction. And it was sold. And he said he just found this out Friday. He didn't know that his house was going up for auction in the sheriff's sale. Between you and I, he thinks he's going to get his house back. Do I wish that can happen? Of course I wish it could happen. Do I think it's going to happen? He thinks it can be done on a technical thing. You know, there was no certified mail. There was no this. How would he have known? I don't know what his story is or how he did things. I really don't. But I think he's got 30 days to move out of the house that he owned without a mortgage. So, why am I telling you this? Because I think this young man needs some prayers. But two, every question I asked him yesterday. How much are your taxes? Did you pay them in May? They're due in May and September. And I'd go back and forth. And he didn't have any answers for me. None. He didn't know his numbers. And I get that that's naive, that's childish. Like, you don't get it until, I don't know. I'm not making excuses for him. I'm really not. I don't even know if there's anything to do. Today, the text between him and I was, he's got to go find a real estate attorney and see what his options are. But if he loses his house, I fear for that kid and where his mind will go. So then he left, and I called T, and T was driving. And T's like, yeah, I told him to go talk to you, Ma. I go, T, I don't think there's anything I can do for him. I said I can get on a 3-way phone call between him and the attorney, and I can ask questions. I said, but I could just be there for support. And then I said to TJ, I said, do you realize how blessed you are? And, you know, do you realize, and I'm saying this to you all, I said this to TJ, I said, do you realize that this is why I'm in control of everything? You know, I get it that you are men now, but at least if you know what your bills are, and if I just make sure that they're all paid on the first of the month because I've got that money, and you've just got to pay me, I'm the bank. We know that those bills are paid. And if you fell short by 2 days on a bill, if that was the scenario, wouldn't you rather be okay with the bill being paid and owing your mother for 2 days? And this is why I do all banking on the first of the month. This is why every credit card that we have, I log into it. Mine, TJ's, Vinny's, John's. Every single credit card gets logged into to make sure that there's nothing going on, no fake purchases, unauthorized purchases. This is why we talk about this, and we talk about tracking and writing things down, and how important this here is. This is the financial planner. It's not to sit here and look pretty. It's to sit here and to look at and to write things down. I mean, I'm going to show you. Okay? These are my bills. And I just showed you this. These are my bills. Every month I use this paper, and in this binder so far I have from January 2025. I keep them in here, but I can go and get you any binder you want from years before. This is why I use Quicken, and this is why I track Vinny's bills and TJ's bills and all our life insurance policies and when their due date is and whether or not they were paid for the month. It is so important to have a visual of everything that you are responsible for, and to check it off when you've accomplished that payment. Because I don't want any of us to be like this young man. What a crazy day. What a crazy 24 hours. On a positive note, right? On a positive note, I framed out the front porch. I put the plastic up. I was up on the ladder, got the plastic up, built the second wood rack, moved all the wood from this side of the porch to this side of the porch, swept it, cleaned it. John came up and he's like, wow, he goes, everything looks great. Now I get my littles for the weekend, and I'm not going to do anything manual. I want to, Vinny says to me before he left for Jersey today, he goes, he's got those cookies that you break apart and I don't know. He's like, make them with the kids. I was like, okay, Vin. I bought Cinnabons. I know they love bacon and sausage and eggs, so I bought all that for them. Bags of chips. I even bought them sour gummies and ices, Italian ices. Like, I'm just so excited because my daughter-in-law is so independent that they don't really rely on John and I. They really do take care of those kids, and when they need us, then they ask us. So they're really good. So I get them, so I'm kind of excited. And so the only video I'm going to have coming at you tomorrow is that collaboration. I'll get that to you. That's the collaboration between She Persisted, Budgeting and Saving, and Saving the Bacon, and myself. And we talked about this. It's going to be a year-long savings challenge, but I think it's going to be a little longer. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what they say. Well, you know what? I don't know. We're up for suggestions. But with that being said, I hope that you're getting organized with your planner. On Sunday night, we're going to talk about this. We're going to talk about our planners and what's going on. I love yous, and I hope that you guys had a decent day. And I will see you in the next video. Bye, everyone.